What's your name and how old are you?
My name is Melita. I'm 20 years old.
My name is Emily and I'm 19.
Where did you go to school?
I went to school in a little village in Kratoslavo in Slovakia, and later on I went to school in a little bit bigger town named Memorie, and after that I went to school in Bratislava, the capital city of Slovakia.
I went to school in a smaller city in the canton of Zurich in Switzerland called Zomikan, and then I moved to Menedorf, which is also in canton Zurich.
How was your school organized throughout the years?
The first 4 years, that was kind of like the primary school for me. It was a very tiny school, so the classes were like merged together, so it was always 2 years taught by one teacher. So she was first taking care like of the one group of the 1 year, and then she was taking care of the other group. So it was kind of strange because when I was in the first year, I had classes with people who were in the 4th year, and it was very strange that they were there and they knew all the things I didn't know. And then in 2nd year, I was with people who were in 3rd year, and it changed every year. So it was very, very strange. Then later on, like since the 5th year of school, I had like a proper class where it was just people from my year.
For my first 3 years, it was very similar. So I had 3 years in one class. It was very strange. I remember there were only 2 girls in like my year in that class. So I remember it was very strange. Yeah, seeing that the older kids knew so much more, and I remember thinking, when I'm their age, I'll know it too. But then when I moved to the quite like bigger city or bigger town, it was 1 year per year.
What subjects did you learn in primary school?
I feel like in the first year, we had writing, reading, then kind of like reading, but more of a literature reading. Like it was not just learning how to read, but in the second half of the year, I think we were just reading to read. Then we had maths, some kind of science we had in the first year. Of course, we had like physical education and maybe something more that I'm forgetting, but these were the main ones.
I think we had all of the basics. I remember we used to go to the local library every week to read. I don't think we had any sciences at that age, but we did have sewing, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
In what period did you have vacation? How long were they?
If you mean the summer vacation, they were like...
Not just like any.
Okay.
If it's like longer periods.
Okay, so we had the autumn ones. There were just a couple of days, but it was still a vacation that I was looking forward to. Then there was the Christmas ones that started like a few days before Christmas and then went on for like 3 weeks or something. Then there were the spring ones. There were also 1 or 2 weeks. I didn't remember properly. And then the summer ones who started the 1st of July and ended the 1st of September, because the 1st of September was a holiday. So they were the 2 months plus the 1 day.
For me, I had 5 weeks in the summer, 2 weeks in autumn, 2 weeks at Christmas, and then we had a week in February, which was sports, so to go skiing. And then, 2 weeks in spring,
What types of teaching methods were used?
I don't know, what are the types of teaching methods?
Just what way they teach you, what do you remember?
I feel like in the early age it was kind of like they just explained something and I just got it. The teacher would say something and I was okay, and I just did what they told me to, and I never needed some like external help. But I feel like a lot of students needed the help, so then I feel the teacher was redistributing her time to like help the students who didn't get everything or didn't do things properly. So I think they were just mainly explaining something and was expecting from you to remember it or just write it down or like use what they just said. Then they were of course like writing the things on the board and kind of making you remember, write it down.
For me, I think as well it was, they would just explain something and then you would have to do it, and then the teacher would support the students who didn't really know what to do. And I also remember, I don't know if it was just one teacher, but I remember quite vividly they had this reward system. So if you got it, you got like a little gift. And I remember being annoyed because the students who took more time to do it, they got almost more gifts. Like they got another sticker, and I was like, that's unfair. I got it first try, and then yeah.
Were there any types of punishments?
I don't like when you didn't do your homework. There was some kind of punishment, but there was no way of not doing your homework because you did it like in the afternoon, in the recess. You did 2 hours of homework, so I don't think there were punishments. You just got a bad grade or something that was very hard to like get back, like to the best grade from the bad grade. But I don't think they were punishing us in any way.
I think if you didn't do your homework, maybe they would tell your parents after a while. But yeah.
How was the actual building of your school?
It was a very tiny building. It had 3 rooms. The first room for the 2 classes, second room for the 2 classes, and the recess room.
Oh.
And there was the one, the teacher's room, but like it was tiny because it was just like there were 4 teachers in the school. And then there was the director's room that was just a tiny room that was later on transformed into the computer room because they needed to teach informatics, so they just transformed it, and the director was just in the teacher room with them. And it was just a white building, 1 floor, nothing special. Big windows on the one side, tiny windows on the other side where the hallway was. And it was also reconstructed after that, so I think they painted it in like light blue or something like that.
I think mine was 3 floors, red on the outside, and there are quite a lot of students there, I think, a lot of classrooms. And I think there was the 6 years of primary school all in that building.
In primary school, did you have one single student, one single teacher, or multiple?
I had 1 single teacher for the 4 years for almost everything, and then I had different one for the informatics and different one for the recess.
The recess.
I think for me it was almost all with just one teacher. If there was a subject that the teacher couldn't teach, then a different teacher. Yeah.
Do you have specific memories of smells or sounds?
I feel like I always went to the school super early because my mom needed to go to the train. So I was there when I was waiting for the cleaning lady to open the door for me. So when I entered the school, there was no sound. So it was just me taking my shoes off and putting my other shoes on. And I remember walking to the street and it was just my steps on the school hallway. And then I was just bored because there was nothing happening. So I just remember this super loud silence just in my ears. And then I remember the cleaning lady sometimes just mopping something that was from the other evening that she didn't mop properly. That she was just mopping something, the sound of mop. But I just remember a lot of silence. And then on the other side, in the recess, when all the children, maybe it was 40 children just playing super loudly, and I remember not hearing what my friend wanted to say to me. I was just what are you trying to say? And then the teacher just slapped her hand on the table, and she was just put your voices a little bit down. And then just the proper loudness and the silence, and I don't know, I feel it was very interesting.
I think I just remember just the sound of lots of children playing, and the teacher trying to control. But I can't remember that much. Not that specifically. No smells.
Maybe the smell of the cleaning supplies, or also the smell of the dust from the, I don't know what it's called, the white thing that you draw on the board, chalk. like the smell of chalk and like the dust in your face when somebody would throw it onto you or something like that.
Do you remember some teachers or professors afterwards that stuck with you?
I feel like every one of my tutors, like the like head teachers for me, were super nice people who like I got lucky with having them as my teachers. Because all of them were like super active, super like trying to find opportunities for the children to like really do things and I don't know, to have more than other children would have. And also my research teacher that when I meet her, because I used to like bike home with her when the recess would end, would bike home and we would stop at her friend's house. We would just like chat a bit. I would just be like, oh, I would go home, but she would chat and then we would bike home. So like we were kind of close. I feel like, I don't know, and now when I graduated high school, I went to brought her like my little thing that's saying like I graduated, so I put that in her post box. And like whenever she meets my mom, she just talks. What is she doing? How is she? So I think these teachers that she stuck with me, and also like later on like in the second half of the primary school, or like the year 5 to 8. My teacher, like she's now like became the director of the school, but she was always like proactive. She was always like she was one of the like top 10 teachers of 2022 in Slovakia and like met the president and things.
Wow.
So she always like wanted us to be in every one of the projects that existed and forced the whole class to have the best grade. Like it was unreal. Like I was not enjoying that very much. So she also resonated, and I feel my high school teacher, she was also the best person ever. We grab beers every summer when we don't see each other the whole year, and like she's a nice person that I feel will stay in my life. So
from primary school, I think I remember my German teacher because they would take the kids who couldn't speak German as well as the others. They would have us in like a German as a second language class, and it was a very small class. And she used to make us tea, and we had biscuits, and we would just play these games. I feel like she wasn't the best teacher, but she made it like a comfortable class, and yeah. So I remember her. Yeah.
What way do you think your school path before university influenced your choice of the university that then you went on to choose? And if you can state, what did you choose?
can you repeat the questions?
How your school path impacted how you chose what to do in university, and if you can also say what are you studying in university?
So I'm studying anthropology in the Netherlands right now, and I don't think my school path influenced my choice directly. I think it was just the way that there were always like people who would like bring me up with them, or I don't know, who would help me with things that I was, when I was losing my motivation, when I was like, I don't care enough to actually study for this, that would always kind of help me with these things. So I think that kind of, because I didn't even want to continue and go to university, because I was like, oh, if I don't find anything that I actually enjoy, I'm not going to study something just to study. Like, I don't like studying that much. I just did it because I enjoyed being there and like also learning new things, but not in the way how I was maybe taught it before. And I feel like maybe that the way that I could rely on people around me kind of influenced me in my choice of university, that I just hope that there will be somebody who will bring me up with them, who will help me with things, and that it's just not a thing like you're studying something on your own. It's always that you're studying something with somebody.
I'm studying anthropology in Amsterdam as well. And I think for me, what mostly drove me to go abroad was that I didn't want to stay in that system. I feel especially the high school there was a lot of pressure, and it was very difficult. So yeah, I really didn't want to stay there, especially with the German language. I thought it would be nice to go away from that and study in English. And also the university that I was probably most likely to go to was 5 minutes from my high school, and I just wanted to go away from that. Yeah.